Welcome to the Create a Life You Love podcast, the go-to podcast for people who are called to make a positive impact through the power of coaching. You'll hear encouraging stories from coaches sharing their journeys and their lessons learned along the way, tips from top experts who help coaches thrive in their life and their business, and so much more. So if you're ready to create a business and a life of impact that you love, let's get started. Hello. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us on today's episode of the Create a Life You Love podcast. As you can see, we have a few different things today. So we're super excited to try these out. For those of you who don't know me yet, I'm one of your hosts. I'm Chantel Cox. I'm an author, a speaker, a transformation neuro coach, and a certified life purpose coach. And I love helping purpose-driven coaches with getting unstuck and not feeling frustrated so they can get off the hamster wheel and make the aligned impact that you're destined for without all the overwhelm and no burnout.
Woohoo! And I am Gwen White. I am a quantum human design specialist and certified virtual coach. I offer a simple approach to supercharging productivity, uncovering your superpowers, using an evidence-based system to align you to your true purpose. And I want to make a quick shout out, speaking of Create a Life You Love, Chantal, to our Create a Life You Love membership, which is a growing network of passionate, purpose-driven coaches who are partnering up in powerful ways to increase their knowledge, their momentum, their impact. So we are popping up a link so that you can get information, apply, check it out. We would love for you to become a part of the membership. So join us.
Absolutely. And with this new kind of format, we're using this amazing thing called Restream. And so right now, in theory, I'll go check it out here in a minute, but we should be alive in multiple places on Facebook, on YouTube, and LinkedIn. And so you can check us out wherever you kind of hang out at. And if you are using Facebook, you'll want to, I'll give you a link here in a second, called chat.restream.io/Facebook. And you'll want to give them permission so that we can see who you are. And so if you don't want to do that, just if you add something in the chat, because we do want to engage with you and connect with you and answer any questions and see any comments, that way add your name to it and or allow the permissions. Okay, so enough of all that intro stuff. We are super excited to be here tonight with Paige Salic. Paige is a digital marketing master, and she's the founder of Creative Collab Co. She's absolutely brilliant at helping coaches and online business owners just skyrocket their brand so they can make massive impact that they are destined for. She's been so successful with her business that she now also coaches people who want to become highly successful social media managers. So welcome, Paige. How are you doing today?
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I am doing so well.
Yeah. We are so excited to have you, Paige. I would love for you to share a little bit about yourself, where you're joining us from, if you're open to sharing as much, and a little bit about you.
Yes, okay, so I am a mom, first and foremost. That'll always be a primary job for me. I actually, in my past life, I used to be an executive chef, and I opened up 3 restaurants. And then I had children, and the food industry is not conducive to kids. And family life. So I started looking for something that was a little more conducive and something that utilized the talents that I do have. And I stumbled across digital marketing and social media management. And so I created my business actually over a year ago now. So haven't been doing this too long, but long enough to know that I'm pretty good at what I do.
I'm curious what made you switch from chefing to social media, because that's a big leap.
Well, actually, honestly, I opened and ran the restaurants that I did, and a big part of that was, when you open and start from nothing and start from scratch, like social media is your best friend. Otherwise, how do people know? Like word of mouth is a big thing, but really just getting out there on social media is a big thing. And I didn't know at that time that you could find somebody to just do all that. Like I didn't know I could find somebody to take pictures of my food and post it on Instagram. So I just became that person, which kind of gave me a taste of that life. So yeah, no, it all kind of just led naturally in that direction.
Love it. Love it. I come from the hospitality world, so I worked with a lot of chefs, and I also worked with food photographers, and marketing specialists and social media people. So it sounds like you were kind of all of those people wrapped in one, and you really found your passion in social media. And of course, this fit your lifestyle a
Right.
little more so than, say, yeah, being a chef, which I can totally understand how, yeah, being a mom and a chef might not necessarily work together.
Not with young children.
Exactly.
Oh, I love it. Just the whole turnaround. So, a big thing that we focus on is creating a business and a life of impact that you love. So, can you talk to us about kind of what that phrase means to you?
Yes. So, I I feel like everyone says this, but I feel like I've always been kind of called to, helping people. Like I just have felt that it is literally my destiny. And I feel like a lot of people say that, but it really is true. To just really help people. And when I was in the food world, I felt like I was doing that like with nutrition and with healing. And like if I could just give somebody a really good experience with food, and if even if it just made their heart happy, like emotional wise, then that was amazing to me. And now that I have entered into this totally different space in the social media world, like I am literally changing people's lives, not in a way that you would expect, but there are coaches out there that are so busy just trying to figure everything out, trying to, coach. And on top of that, now they have to worry about the entire social side of their business. And oh my gosh, what do I even do? It's a whole new like subset of learning and techniques and strategies and mastering these platforms and algorithms and all this stuff. And it's a full-time job. Like the social media side of any entrepreneurial business is a full-time job on its own. And just the fact that like I know that I come in and just take so much weight off of people's shoulders, and literally, I have had I work primarily with women. I have had women literally cry to me before and say that I have just, like, transformed their life in so many ways, and I never thought when I came into this, I did not think that this kind of, like, reaction response to what I was doing was even possible. I had no idea, so this has been just beautiful.
Absolutely. I am 100% one of your very, very happy clients. You have just saved so much time and really kept me away from the burnout that I was quickly encroaching upon in my own coaching business because you're right. Just, you're trying to figure out coaching and then marketing and then email and then social media and getting clients and then serving the clients and building collaborations and then just all the things, and it is so much. And so for me personally, social media was not something that I really wanted to invest a lot of time and energy into learning.
Mhm.
If you're a coach and you love that and you've got the time for it and the space for it, go for it if that's what lights you up. Did not light me up. So when I crossed paths with you and we started talking, and then I took a leap and was like, well, let's see, let's try it for like a month or two. And I've never been happier with any decision I've ever made in my entire life.
Oh gosh, thank you.
That's a great testimonial.
Seriously.
One thing that we are really framing this episode around is hustle culture and ditching that whole idea by having an aligned marketing strategy. So, Paige, I would love for you to tell us why that is important.
Yes. So one thing I see a lot is, entrepreneurs, coaches. I work primarily with coaches, with female coaches. Um, especially when you're first starting out, you feel like you need to do all the things. Like you've been just overwhelmed with all this information and all these things, and you don't really know kind of the direction you want to go in because you're so bombarded with, oh, you need to do this, you need to do this. And I know that Chantal talks a lot about this. This is like a big part of her premise. Like, get off that hamster wheel. Stop listening to everybody that says, oh, do this, do this, do this, do this. Sure, these are all options, these are all ideas, but really, you really have to like take that time to sit and figure out what feels right to you. And as a coach, as an entrepreneur, it's so difficult to do that for yourself with yourself. Like, honestly, coaches need coaches. The best coaches get coached. I know that nobody really likes to share that. It's kind of a big secret in the coaching world, but it's seriously true. You need coaches need coaches, and I think what you guys are doing is absolutely amazing. This membership that you have, like, coaches can come in, and for I calculated, actually, it's less per month than going to Starbucks. And they have you guys at their fingertips and all this just abundance of resources and all these things, and it just really kind of forces you to really just take a minute and think about, like, what does align with me? Because when you're trying to do all the things all the time, it's too much. And but you feel like, oh, but I should do this. This is my business. I should work on this 24/7 until I get to ABC milestones, until I'm making this much money, until I have this many clients. But that doesn't work, and that really just leads to burnout, and that is why more people fail and then just feel miserable because they had these great ideas. They have this feeling like they feel compelled to make an impact. They want to help these specific people, but just, I think, not knowing exactly what to do and not having that guiding hand there, especially someone that has been there and been doing this. Like, you 2 have been doing this now. You're not, like, jump on board, fad coaches. You guys have been in this industry, you know how it is, you've seen it transform, and I just feel like just having a membership or somebody like you even is just so valuable. That and seriously, help with social media. Not to toot my own horn, but oh my gosh, you can't do it all.
Absolutely. I cannot agree with you more. And when I was starting out as a coach, what I wouldn't have given to have had both a kind of a group coaching experience like we are offering in the membership. It's essentially, yeah, a creation that Chantal, you know, made available. And when she invited me, I was like, absolutely, simply because it felt so aligned, and it felt like just like what you were saying, Paige. If I had had that when I was starting out coaching, what a huge difference it would make. And then likewise, having someone like you, I think, great. Two amazing tools that we don't talk about when we're getting started. It's just doing all the things as opposed to, yeah, finding the help, getting the support, and doing what's aligned.
Right, and I just to interject here, I feel like this is I really touched on the people that are just getting started, but I feel like I have worked with women that have also been doing this for years, and sometimes you can kind of lose yourself and you know, get out of alignment with what you originally wanted. And so I think it's really important too for people that have been doing this a while to kind of just come back. And, if you want to go in a different direction, like, hey, just have a soundboard maybe to talk it out with. Like, oh, I think I'd like to try this. Okay, yeah, that's a great idea. Like, I feel like you guys can be the biggest cheerleaders, the biggest like wealth of resources.
Yeah, so often in my journey, I feel like I look back and I'm like, here's all the things that, lessons I learned. Not that I necessarily have any regrets or wish I would have done something different because everything happens for a reason. But man, I just really want to help people save themselves from that because I hired coach after coach and went strategy after strategy thinking something was wrong with me, but not listening to what was aligned with me. And I racked up a ton of debt, like embarrassingly amount of debt. And I see other people doing that. And I'm like, what are we doing? And so being able to have an affordable community where you can access resources and connect with people and share the ideas and have those soundboards, and really cut that time and make it more fun too. Being an entrepreneur, especially online, a lot of us are home, working from home. Like, it can be isolating and lonely and frustrating, and you forget that you went into it for fun and that it was a passion and a calling. And so just all those things, so much went into the development of the membership. But I know, a lot of people are tuning in because, yes, they want to ditch the hustle culture and the burnout and connect with other coaches, but they also want to know and pick your brain on some amazing digital marketing strategies. And that is one of your many specialties. So what tips would you have for our audience on that?
Yes. Okay. So I wanted to touch on a really big thing. Probably 99% of the people, when they come to me, their biggest thing is, I don't know where to find clients. Where do I find clients? I don't know where to find them. And then we do a little bit of a deeper dive, and that kind of leads to, do you know exactly who you're looking for? And most often they'll have a general idea, like, yes, I want to serve busy moms. Okay, that's amazing. But there are 47 different types of busy moms out there. And if you're talking to a busy mom like me, something that I really resonate with might not resonate with the woman down the street. And so, a really fun exercise that I just kind of wanted to share quickly that I have my clients do is, and it sounds maybe redundant and ridiculous and like maybe boring even, but seriously, I promise, if you're trying to figure out where do I find my clients, do this and you will find them. I promise you, do this and you'll go out there and you'll find 5 clients next week. So really, it helps to write this down. I really like journaling with pen and paper because I feel like a good brain dump is just the most beneficial thing for me, but whatever works for you. Think about exactly who you want to serve. Like, in an ideal world, in the most ideal world, no holds barred, no circumstances at play here. Who do you want to serve? And then literally turn them into a person. If you can think of a real living person that exists that you do want to serve, that's absolutely perfect. And now start thinking about everything you can about them. If it's not a living, existing person yet, we're going to make them one. You want to think about, I've actually included a handout tonight that will go through all of this more in depth, but you want to think about, like, really who they are as a person. Like, if you're going to go have coffee with this person, what else about them? Get into the really minute details. Like, what kind of food do they like? What kind of music do they listen to? Do they like plants? Do they like gardening? Do they like, I don't know, do they like going to live music events? Do they like painting? Like, truly, truly, what else is it about them? Because if you can think about the way these people are feeling and the way you want them to feel, you can kind of understand, like, okay, so someone that is feeling like this and dealing with this, they also probably do this in their life. And then the thing that you need to do is find them where they're not looking for you. Not in a really pushy way, like go knock on their door and say, "Hi, are you ready to sell your house?" Not like that kind of thing. But, if it's, I don't know, an example for me when I was first starting out with my business, I really wanted to serve people that were kind of like me. So I was looking for people that were interested in, like going to live music events and really enjoyed gardening and things like that. I keep saying those things, but because that was me. And so then you go into these other groups and these other places, or you start using these other hashtags on Instagram that also correlate with other facets of their life. And then just even something as simple as using these hashtags on Instagram, and then your content starts coming up in places where they're not expecting it. And so they're not like consciously looking for this, because by the time they're consciously looking for somebody or something, it's basically too late. Like, you want to plant the seed before they really realize that they need it, and doing that when they're not looking for it. Like, they're scrolling on Instagram, they see something from you and they think, oh, okay, that's cool. Subconsciously it registers, consciously not really. And then maybe they keep seeing that or something like that, and or you start a conversation, which leads me into the next part of this. Is a really good engagement strategy to piggyback this is The best way, I feel like I'm kind of jumping, but I just have so much valuable information. The best way to break the Instagram algorithm and to really, really be so visible is to utilize the DMs. Not in a super pushy, selly way, like, hi, I'm a coach, this is my package, I think you need me. But in a way, like the best way to do it is to just go through all of your followers, people you follow, watch their stories. Stories are huge. If you could post one personal thing to your story every day just to show like, hi, I'm a real person, I'm here. That's such an amazing thing that gets you out there. And then when you start interacting with people, just respond to their stories like, oh wow, what a beautiful sunset, or hey, that dinner looked really good. Just anything like that. You do that one time, Instagram thinks, oh my gosh, you're so important. They push your content out to that person every time. It's just this incredible thing. Or if you just start going through and picking a hashtag that you just discovered your ideal client person might also be into, like houseplants. And then you go into the houseplants hashtag and you find all these other people, watch their stories and then respond to their stories. And then Instagram now does this thing where they'll show you things from people that you're not even following. So now suddenly your content is showing up in their feeds, and it's just this really beautiful thing.
Absolutely. I
Nice.
had attended a couple, webinars and boot camps, and I even was in Shailene and Brock Johnson's Insta Hub or whatever that's called membership for a while. And I'd try and attend all their live trainings, and I tried to do their little things, and it's not my jam, right? I was forcing myself to do it and learn it. And so when I was able to hire you specifically and kind of hand that off to you, like my Insta engagement is just skyrocketed. The number of not just followers, but engaged followers, and the people that now we are having authentic conversations with, and yeah, just really building meaningful relationships, not the slimy, yeah, the DMs that I get, like, oh, I see you're
Oh
a
my
coach.
gosh.
Would you like to hire me for this? And I'm like, nope, I'm very happy with my content marketing strategy. Thank you. Bye. Like AKA Paige.
Yes. Oh, no, it definitely and it is something that's really kind of hard for people is the whole like, the authentic conversation and engagement piece. It is kind of like the long game or the slow game, if, that's how you wanna put it. It does take longer. It's not those, like, that instant gratification, those instant results that people really want to see, and that's really hard for a lot of people, especially people that haven't been doing this very long or, just feel like, "Oh my gosh, I need money." They're in that, like, you know, place of needing, there's a better word, you've said it before. But yes, like it does take longer, but it really truly is worth it because then by the time, they think about it, then they think about the conversations they had that day. They think about later, like, oh my gosh, I think I really could benefit from this. Or they see something you post that really does intrigue them. And so then they go and see everything else that you've been posting and they're like, oh my gosh, I've been talking with you, but I didn't really realize that you did all this. I think I need this. And it turns into this really beautiful thing. And you've already created this relationship. So then the coaching client relationship just becomes this really beautiful thing that it's like then it's just so much more than the client number or the money. Like now you've transformed a life, you've made a friend.
Nice. I love that. And have to say, Paige, I love that when you yourself started this kind of journey to your ideal client, you started with yourself. And I think that's a strategy that a lot of coaches maybe miss. They think they're supposed to serve this someone and like, the busy mom, and they forget themselves. And it's like, you're absolutely right. Find a friend and serve them. And I think
Right.
that's a really beautiful philosophy. And your strategies are great. I've been taking tons of notes. Um, yeah. Um, I had another, like a follow-up question as well, because a little tease, we are so excited to be bringing you into our Create a Life You Love membership so that our members can share in your expertise and do a deeper dive with you. So I would love for you to talk a little bit about what current or new members who are going to be joining us in the membership can look forward to as far as what they'll be doing with you?
Yes. Okay. So, yes, for members of the membership, I am at your disposal. I want you to utilize me and ask questions. That is one of the perks of being in the membership, right? Like, you have access to all these resources and all these things. All of these women here just want you to truly, like, go out and make your impacts and have an amazing business. I mean, you guys have been doing this long enough that now, like, it's about the other people. Like, I've had my shot. Please, you guys, let's help you get out there and really do it. And I just think that's so beautiful. So, what I'm doing for current and new members that join before October 1st this month, what we'll be doing is I'm going to do a 1 hour mastermind where I truly dive really deep into all the things like organic leads, engagement, real, strategies, and but different things, not just like, here's one way you should try it, but just like, here are multiple different ways that you could do this. What feels right to you? And, you can implement bits and pieces of all the things. And then what I feel like is an immensely valuable gift that I'm offering to the members is 30 days of completely done for you, personalized content. Your captions, your graphics, everything is done for you. Like,
Wow.
to have an entire month taken care of where you can just focus on other things or not have to get on social very often, I feel, oh my gosh, I would pay someone ridiculous amounts of money for that.
Yeah, exactly. That is so incredible. Repeat that again. I'm sorry, what? Wow, that is quite a bonus. So, yeah, I hope everyone's hearing that and listening in that, not only is Paige going to be essentially giving us aligned strategies, and I did say will repeat aligned, really diving into what works for you, but then a whole month, 30 days of done for you. Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah. And we still have 3 spots left for founding members at the $97 price. And then it is going to go up to about 150. Within the next couple months, it's going to be at 333. And then we'll kind of assess where we're at with the values, the number of coaches, the number of things going on, and go from there. But I know before the end of the year, before end of 2020, it's going to be at $333 a month. So to get in at 97, and get that alone, like, is worth over $1,000.
Oh my
So to just
gosh,
get
it's
30 days of
kind of
content for
priceless.
$97 is, and that's what we love. That's what we want to do, is we just want to blow people's minds and really disrupt the current kind of coaching industry where it's just unaligned strategy, pay a lot of money, go into debt, see no results, burn out, and go back to your day job. Like, no, there's people out there that need you. You were put on this earth for a reason. So let's help you accomplish that.
Exactly. Let's ditch the cookie cutter and the hustle culture.
Yes.
So I just had a clarifying question. So if someone were to get in at this $97 today, so
Mhm.
when you raise that price to that 333 at the end of the
Mhm.
year, so person would still be paying 97.
Yep. When you
Exactly.
join,
Wow.
you lock in. We already have
Wow.
our first 3 members locked in $55. So they
Exactly.
get everything as long as their membership remains active. They get to benefit from however big it grows, whatever it all includes, for $55 a month for as long as they continue to be members. So
That's
yeah,
amazing.
getting in early is
Exactly. So yeah, so get in, yeah, now. And of course, you'll get not only everything that's already going on, but this beautiful gift that Paige is bringing in with aligned marketing strategies and 30 days done for you, digital marketing. Oh my God. And yeah, and enjoy, the 97 per month rate.
Yes, and you guys
Exciting.
bring in just guest experts and all sorts of people for every facet of the, coaching business, right? There's all kinds of people.
Yeah, exactly.
absolutely. Um, So yeah, it's awesome. And then we were talking, Gwen and I were talking last week when it was just the two of us on the premiere episode, that like we're also benefiting because I get to benefit from all her content and like all the things. So wherever you're at, whatever your involvement is within the membership, you just get access to the network and the content and the support and the accountability. So it's, I don't know.
Exactly. I'd say, yeah, whatever level coaching, whether you're just starting out, whether you're already, a six-figure coach, but maybe ready to change your strategy or just want to, find a supportive community to share with or beyond, I think it's a really great option. And it is highly curated. So, yeah, I think it's a really beautiful option. It's not just, um, a lot of content without a lot of thought. There's a lot of thought and a lot of opportunity to stay connected and touch in, and then some really spectacular content that's totally customized.
Yeah. We asked current members, where are you at in your business? What do you need? And they said they struggled with like productivity. They wanted to start a podcast, and they struggled with social media, where to find their ideal clients, things like that. So us three on the screen right here, this is the result of they entered, they shared their needs, boom, like here we are. Let's serve them. Let's give them exactly what it is that they need. And yeah, it's just going to keep growing from there. So, a little bit circling back to your amazing strategies. I know you have an exclusive gift that you're giving the listeners of the podcast, and I got a sneak peek at it earlier today. So I'd love for you to talk a little bit about that, and then we'll get the link in the chat, and it'll also be in the show notes so everyone can go get their hands on it too.
Yes. So basically, I just took, if I were to give someone like a crash course in, social media one-on-one or one-on-one for a coach, like, hi, I'm a coach. I'm doing okay with my socials. This is the thing. Like, people come to me at every stage, either like, oh my gosh, I know nothing about social media. I know I need to have it, but I'm totally overwhelmed. Or I have coaches that come to me that are like, so I feel like I'm doing great. I have all my branding, everything's done, which is, I feel like, where you were. Like, everything was so beautiful. I was like, I don't think you need me. But coaches come to me and they're like, I've been doing this. It's taking a lot of time and I don't want to do it anymore. And so I have compiled basically like, I don't know, it's like 5 or 6 pages, I think, tons of valuable information. But it's really just kind of like a surface level dive of kind of every topic that you need to touch on, like where to find leads, how to kind of write out your captions, like what are the things I should be saying, who am I saying them to? What should I be including in there? Like a call to action, things like that. Just like basic kind of instructions on, what to do. Different strategies, that finding that your ideal client kind of thing. There's a ton of questions that run you through all the things. Figuring out where they are, where they exist elsewhere in the internet world, so you can kind of find them there. And yeah, it's just, I have kind of taken, I don't want to say bare bones because there's a ton of valuable information in this free gift that it did create, but I took just a little bit of that really deep dive mastermind that I'll be giving the membership members. And I just took a really kind of small snippet of that and put it here. So, like, if you enjoy the value and the information that you get from this, strongly consider joining the membership for this mastermind, because when I do offer this mastermind and this 30 days of done for you content, just in total transparency, my pricing for something like this is about $4,000. So the fact that you can get this for $97 is just like, but I truly want to help people. I want to see people succeed. So yeah. And also, if you're not somebody that posts 7 days a week, which most coaches aren't, and you don't have to be, truly, truly, Instagram, you only have to post 3 days a week to stay visible. If you're just a 3-day a week poster, this 30 days of content is going to last you quite a while.
Absolutely. Yeah. I will say, investing in you, like, it was a lot, and I was like, let's just see. I had this gut feeling like I think it's going to be worth it. I'm terrified. I don't know. I got the money for this month. I don't know where next month is coming from. We're going to figure it out. And obviously that leap of faith has just paid off leaps and bounds. You are worth every penny and times a million. But yes, so being able to access this amazing resource for free, the exclusive gift for audience of Create a Life You Love podcast is amazing. So guys, super valuable. Go get your hands on it. And for a $97 investment, you can also have all of the September or the soon upcoming, the masterclass in the 30 days of curated content. So definitely, seriously, if you are new to me and maybe you're on because it was for Paige or Gwen and you're like, I don't know if she's that good, go scroll my Instagram. And when you're like, dang, like her social is on point. Yeah, it's all Paige. It's all Paige. Like we take my ideas, my content, my words, and she just makes it pop.
Amazing. So amazing. Yeah, absolutely. I think Chantal is a fantastic living testimony in her social media. Her Insta is on fire because of Paige. She brags on you all the time.
Thank you.
Well, as we sort of wrap up, I want to make sure that we connect in with anyone who's listening, watching the replay, and to make sure that they are getting value from this episode. And to please let us know, share the episode with anyone who needs help with their marketing strategy, who's maybe struggling a little bit with, all of the things that we talked about tonight. And also to please leave a review for this particular podcast, for the Creative Life You Love podcast. So you can do that quickly and easily from any device by using ratethispodcast.com and going to /CALYL. That's ratethispodcast.com /CALYL, which of course stands for Create a Life You Love.
Awesome. And all the links to get in touch with Paige will be in the show notes or description, wherever you're watching, listening from. So go connect with her on Instagram. She's got a beautiful website and a Facebook group, and then get the exclusive free gift, obviously. Yes. Amazing.
I'll be picking one up.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait.
I just wanted to say my business Instagram there, you'll find it's probably not nearly as beautiful as that of my clients. I just, oh my gosh, I put my heart and soul and all of my time and energy into my clients' work, as you'll see in Chantal's Instagram. And so, then by the end of the day or the end of the week, my Instagram's just like, it's probably fine.
Exactly. It's like the hairdresser's kids whose hair is never tidy, and the chef's kids who are eating grilled cheese.
Yep.
What's wrong with grilled cheese? No, just kidding.
Not a thing.
Oh my goodness.
So
well, this
who
has
is
been
coming up? Yeah, I was going to ask Chantal. I know we've got more exciting guests coming up.
Yes.
Paige was our first guest of the season, so exciting. But I'd love to hear who's coming up next week.
Absolutely. Next week, we're going to bring on Lynette Robinson, and she is a super highly sought after speaker. She's a performer, entrepreneur, and a business coach. And she really specializes in helping entrepreneurs go from, she calls it light bulb moment to launched in a fraction of the time. She's super passionate about helping everybody skyrocket their sales and create a business and life of their dreams. So when we cross paths, like we use so many of the same words, and we were just like, who are you? Are you in my head? And so we connected. We've been connected for a while, and I'm super excited to bring her on next week.
Nice.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, you can find us in the Create a Life You Love community. And of course, you can catch the podcast on any podcasting platform. And the group, the community, you can find by going out of Facebook and just searching for Create a Life You Love community. And you will find us there. You'll find replays of this podcast. You'll find information about Paige, about Chantal, myself, and as well all the upcoming episodes, as well as past episodes of the podcast.
Absolutely. So if you like the live interaction, you want to ask questions of the guest, join us live in Facebook in the Create a Life You Love community. And you can watch the replay on lots of places, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. And then if you're just a podcast listener, that comes out Monday morning, 6 a.m. Central Time the following week. So recording live Tuesdays at 7 p.m., come out podcast Mondays, 6 a.m., both Central Time. So that's kind of our flow if you want to jump on board and start hanging out with us weekly.
Absolutely. And if you're a coach and would like to be a guest, just get in touch with us. We would love to connect with you.
100%. Well, thank you so much, Paige and Gwen. And just, it's been a beautiful evening together.
Indeed. Thank you so much, Paige. Really amazing tips tonight. Really looking forward to your masterclass coming up in the membership. And Chantal, thank you so much for for leading us tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy the journey. Thank you for listening to the Create a Life You Love podcast. We would love to hear from you about your biggest takeaways. Share them with us on Facebook or Instagram at Create a Life You Love Coaching. If you love this episode, be sure to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. It's very much appreciated. If you're ready to build aligned and sustainable momentum without overwhelm and burnout, we invite you to apply for the Create a Life You Love membership on our website, createalifeyoulovecoaching.com/membership. That's it for now. Enjoy the journey.